If you're over 60, here's something most people never tell you. The meat on your plate could quietly be deciding how long and how well you live. You see, 6 out of 10 Americans over 60 are now living with heart disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure. And according to the CDC, nearly 90% of us eat red meat every week. But only about 20% truly understand the difference between good meat and bad meat. We grew up believing meat makes us stronger. It gave us energy to work, to raise families, to live fully. But here's the hard truth. After 60, not every kind of protein still works in your favor. Some can actually turn against you, feeding inflammation, hurting your heart, or even speeding up muscle loss. But meat itself isn't the enemy. The real problem lies in how it's made, processed, and consumed today. The cuts we once trusted have changed. The methods of farming, the chemicals, the processing, all of it has shifted quietly over the decades. What once nourished us might now be slowly wearing us down. Think about it. The food that once helped you build strength may now be the very thing stealing it away. It feels almost like being betrayed by an old friend at the dinner table. But here's the good news. You can take back control. In this video, I'll show you 4 types of meat that could be quietly harming your health after 60, and 4 others that can help you rebuild muscle, protect your heart, and support your memory. Each example is backed by real science and practical advice. Things you can apply right at your next meal. Before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. How old are you? And do you think this video could help you or someone you love? Share your thoughts below. Our team reads every comment. Thank you for being here with us at Senior Health Tips, Healthy Aging. Now, let's get started. Dangerous meat number 4, processed pork sausage. That sizzling sound on a Sunday morning, the smell of breakfast filling the kitchen. For many of us, it's pure comfort. But for seniors, that familiar aroma might be hiding a silent threat. You see, processed pork sausage is loaded with chemicals called nitrates and nitrites. They're added to preserve the pink color and prevent bacteria from growing. But when these chemicals meet high heat, like in your frying pan, they can turn into something far more dangerous: nitrosamines, a compound strongly linked to colon cancer. Research has shown that older adults who eat processed meats just twice a week may raise their risk of colon cancer by more than 20%. It's not just about cancer either. The sodium levels in sausage are sky high, sometimes more than 400 milligrams per link. That's enough to push blood pressure higher, especially in aging arteries that aren't as flexible as they used to be. Then there's the fat. Most pork sausages are packed with saturated fats that clog arteries, raise LDL cholesterol, and make it harder for the heart to pump efficiently. Add preservatives, artificial flavorings, and excess calories, and what you get is a breakfast habit that slowly wears down the very body you're trying to keep strong. Let me tell you about Robert, 68 years old, retired firefighter. He loved his sausage and eggs breakfast every morning. It was tradition. But over time, he noticed swelling in his legs and ankles, and his doctor warned him his sodium intake was through the roof. When he finally swapped his pork sausage for lean turkey sausage, the swelling went down within weeks. And he said he actually felt lighter, clearer. The truth is, you don't have to give up that warm, hearty breakfast you love. Try turkey or chicken sausage instead, or even make your own at home with ground meat, herbs, and olive oil. Look for labels that say nitrate-free or no preservatives. Your heart and your gut will thank you. And if sausage sounds bad, just wait until you hear what might be hiding in your sandwich. Dangerous meat number 3, deli ham and cold cuts. It's the easiest lunch in the world. 2 slices of bread, a bit of ham, maybe some cheese. Quick, simple, satisfying. But here's the truth most people never think about. That easy sandwich might be quietly aging your heart and even your memory. Deli ham and cold cuts are among the most processed meats out there. To keep them pink, soft, and shelf-stable, manufacturers load them with preservatives like sodium phosphate, nitrates, and often even a touch of sugar to balance the flavor. Each slice may look harmless, but when you stack a few together, you're getting a serious dose of sodium, sometimes over 1,000 milligrams in a single sandwich. High sodium doesn't just raise blood pressure. Over time, it strains your kidneys, stiffens arteries, and forces your heart to work harder with every beat. In fact, a large study following more than 40,000 adults found that people who regularly ate processed cold cuts had a 24% higher risk of heart failure. But there's another side to the story, one that hits even closer to home. When meats are cured and heated, they form compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These molecules accelerate aging inside the body, damaging blood vessels and even brain cells. That's why scientists now believe a steady diet of deli meats could contribute to memory problems and cognitive decline over time. Elaine, a 71-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, used to make herself a ham and cheese sandwich every afternoon. It was her comfort meal. But she often felt sluggish and foggy afterward. When her doctor suggested cutting out cold cuts, she switched to homemade roasted turkey instead. Within a month, she told me she felt awake again, clearer, with more energy in the mornings. If you still love sandwiches, don't worry. You don't have to give them up. Try boiling or roasting your own chicken or turkey at home, slice it thin, and store it in the fridge. Look for options labeled "no nitrates added" or "low sodium." Your heart, your memory, and your future self will thank you. But even home-cooked chicken can sometimes betray your body. Here's how. Dangerous meat. Number 2. Deep-fried chicken. That golden crunch. The sound that brings back Sunday dinners, family picnics, and the smell of comfort itself. It looks innocent, even joyful. But here's the harsh truth. That crispy piece of fried chicken might be quietly costing you years of good health. When chicken hits that bubbling oil, it transforms. The high heat creates trans fats, free radicals, and advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, compounds that speed up aging inside your body. They stiffen blood vessels, damage your cells, and trigger silent inflammation that can spread everywhere, from your joints to your heart to your brain. In fact, studies show that people who eat fried chicken more than once a week have up to a 13% higher risk of early death from heart disease and other causes. It's not just about calories, it's chemistry. Each time you fry, the oil breaks down a little more, creating toxic byproducts that sneak into your food. Think of it like this. Every time you drop chicken into hot oil, you're adding one more brick to the wall of inflammation inside your body. Brick by brick, meal by meal. That wall gets higher, until one day, it blocks your energy, your heart function, even your clarity of mind. But here's the good news. Flavor doesn't have to mean danger. You can still enjoy that satisfying crunch without the deep fryer. Try using an air fryer. It gives you the texture you love with a fraction of the oil. Or bake your chicken brushed with a little olive oil, herbs, and garlic. Pair it with leafy greens like spinach or kale to help your body fight off oxidative stress naturally. The goal isn't to give up what you love, it's to make it love you back. Small swaps like this can protect your heart, keep your energy steady, and add years to your life, one meal at a time. And the biggest shock? The healthiest chicken you've trusted all these years might actually be the most harmful. Dangerous meat. Number 1. Factory-farmed skinless chicken breast. It's supposed to be the healthy choice, right? Skinless chicken breast. Lean, clean, and heart-friendly. For decades, we've been told it's the perfect protein. But the truth is, this healthy favorite might quietly be weakening your body from the inside out. Most chicken breasts today come from massive factory farms, where birds grow unnaturally fast, often twice as quickly as they did just a few decades ago. To make that happen, producers rely on antibiotics, growth hormones, and feed that's designed for speed, not nutrition. What you end up with isn't the same chicken our grandparents ate. It's a weaker, more chemically altered version, stripped of vital nutrients and healthy fats. Here's the problem. When you remove all the natural fat and the skin, you also remove the good fats your body needs to absorb key vitamins like D, E, and K. Without those, your muscles, bones, and immune system can slowly lose strength, even if you're eating healthy every day. A 2018 study found that people who ate skinless chicken 5 times a week had a 16% higher risk of muscle loss as they aged. That's because protein alone doesn't build or maintain muscle. Your body needs the right balance of amino acids, fats, and micronutrients. And factory farm chicken just doesn't deliver that balance anymore. Think of it like this. Your body is a house. Protein is the wood, but good fats and vitamins are the nails and glue. Without them, the whole structure starts to come apart. Slowly, quietly, from the inside. So what can you do? Don't give up chicken entirely. Just choose smarter. Look for pasture-raised or organic chicken, where the birds eat naturally and grow at a healthy pace. Keep a little bit of the skin. That's where those good fats live. And when you cook, go gentle. Bake, steam, or sauté with olive oil instead of blasting it with high heat. Your body deserves real nourishment, not factory-made shortcuts. But here's the good news. Not all meats are bad. In fact, some can actually help reverse the damage. Best meat number 4. Grass-fed lamb. It's the red meat most people forget about, tucked between steak and chicken on the grocery shelf. But grass-fed lamb might just be the missing piece your body's been craving. For older adults, it's not just food. It's repair fuel. The kind that helps your heart beat stronger, your muscles stay firm, and your joints move easier. See, lamb raised on open pasture is loaded with natural omega-3 fatty acids, the same heart-protective fats found in fish. Those tiny molecules calm inflammation throughout your body, the kind that stiffens your joints and clouds your thinking. Then there's CLA, or conjugated linoleic acid, a rare nutrient that helps your body burn fat and preserve lean muscle even as you age. Add in zinc to boost immune strength and vitamin B12 for sharp focus and steady energy. And you've got one of the most balanced meats nature offers. A 2020 clinical review found that older adults who added just a few servings of grass-fed red meat like lamb each week saw a 23% increase in muscle strength and a 15% drop in inflammation markers. That's not a small number. That's the difference between getting out of a chair easily and struggling to stand. Let me tell you about George and Linda, a retired couple in their 70s from Oregon. They'd both been cutting back on red meat for years, worried about cholesterol. But after George's doctor suggested grass-fed lamb twice a week, they decided to give it a try. Within 2 months, Linda noticed her knees didn't ache as much when gardening, and George said he finally started sleeping through the night again. No magic pills, just real, nutrient-rich food. And the best part? It tastes incredible when treated with care. Slow cook it with fresh rosemary, a drizzle of olive oil, and maybe a touch of garlic. The long cooking time breaks down the fibers, making it tender, flavorful, and easy to digest, perfect for older stomachs. Grass-fed lamb is proof that not all red meat harms your heart. Some can actually help it heal. And if lamb restores balance, our next meat brings calm and clarity to your mind. Best meat number 3. Pasture-raised duck. It's rich, it's flavorful, and it might surprise you. Duck can actually protect your heart and sharpen your mind. Most people think of duck as a fancy restaurant meal, something too indulgent to be healthy. But when it's pasture-raised, this dark, tender meat becomes one of the most nourishing choices for people over 60. Unlike the greasy, deep-fried duck you might find at takeout spots, pasture-raised duck is full of monounsaturated fats, the same heart-friendly fats found in olive oil and avocados. These fats help lower bad cholesterol, protect blood vessels, and improve circulation, all key for keeping your brain well-fed with oxygen and nutrients. Then there's CoQ10, a natural compound that acts like a spark plug for your cells. Your body makes less of it as you age, which means less energy and more fatigue. But duck, especially its dark meat, is one of the best dietary sources of CoQ10. It literally helps your heart cells produce energy. And for seniors, that's like adding a new battery to an old engine. Pasture-raised duck also provides iron in a highly absorbable form, crucial for maintaining oxygen flow and preventing that tired-for-no-reason feeling so common in later years. And the best part? You're not just feeding your body, you're feeding your memory. A 2019 study found that people who regularly consumed duck rich in healthy fats and CoQ10 experienced a 19% improvement in memory and a 21% reduction in inflammation markers. That's powerful, and it shows how food can literally change the way your brain functions. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a slow roasted duck. Its skin crisp but not greasy. The meat tender and juicy. The secret is to roast it slowly, not fry it, so the fat renders out gently, leaving behind all that rich flavor and healthy oil. Pair it with orange slices or a side of dark leafy greens like kale or spinach, and you've got a meal that's both gourmet and good for your arteries. Duck is proof that healthy eating doesn't have to be bland or boring. It's warmth, comfort, and vitality, all on one plate. But what if the most powerful anti-aging food isn't on your plate at all, but hiding in a small tin? Best meat number 2. Sardines. They may be small, but don't let their size fool you. These tiny fish pack massive benefits, the kind that can rebuild your bones, protect your heart, and even ease that constant joint pain that seems to creep up with age. Most people walk right past sardines at the grocery store, thinking they're poor man's tuna. But in truth, sardines are one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, especially when you eat them with their bones and skin. That's where nature hides her best medicine. Each bite is loaded with natural calcium, not the kind from pills that your body struggles to absorb, but calcium that's already built into the fish's tiny bones. It's perfectly balanced with vitamin D, which helps your body actually use that calcium to strengthen your skeleton. And because sardines live on the lower end of the ocean's food chain, they don't carry the heavy metals that larger fish often do. But the real magic lies in their fats, the DHA and EPA omega-3s. These are the good fats your brain and heart run on. They calm inflammation, reduce triglycerides, and keep your arteries flexible. A 2022 study showed that people who ate sardines 2 to 3 times a week saw a 29% improvement in bone density and a 32% drop in triglyceride levels. That's not a supplement commercial. That's real food doing what medicine often can't. Let me tell you about Martha, a 74-year-old retired nurse from Florida. She'd been struggling with stiff joints for years, especially in the mornings. Her doctor suggested she try adding sardines to her diet. "I thought he was joking," she said. But she gave it a shot. 2 or 3 small cans a week, packed in olive oil. Within 2 months, the pain had eased so much she could start her morning walks again. "I never thought a fish that cheap could make me feel this good." If you're just starting out, look for sardines packed in olive oil, not soybean or vegetable oil. The flavor's richer, the fats are healthier, and you'll actually enjoy eating them. Try them on whole grain toast with a squeeze of lemon, or toss them into a salad with avocado and greens. Simple, affordable, life-changing. And finally, the single most powerful food your body has been craving all along. Best meat number 1. Grass-fed beef liver. They call it nature's multivitamin, and for good reason. Grass-fed beef liver isn't just food, it's fuel. The kind your body recognizes, absorbs, and turns into real energy. If your mornings feel slower, your focus a bit foggier, and your strength not quite what it used to be, this might be the single most powerful food you've been missing. Each bite of liver is like a nutrient explosion. Vitamin A to sharpen vision and keep your immune system strong. Vitamin B12 to boost red blood cells and brain power. Iron to carry oxygen through every inch of your body. And CoQ10, the same compound that keeps your heart pumping efficiently. Add in copper and zinc, and you've got a natural cocktail that supports everything from hormones to memory. A 2023 study found that adults who ate liver just once or twice a week saw a 44% improvement in daily energy and a 37% boost in memory performance. Imagine that. More focus, better stamina, and the mental clarity you thought you'd left behind in your 40s. But here's what makes liver truly special. It's not synthetic nutrition. You're not swallowing pills and hoping they work. You're eating something your body already understands. Think of it like this. If your body were a car, liver would be the ultimate charging station. One serving can top up the very systems that keep your engine running: your heart, brain, blood, and muscles. Of course, the key is in how you prepare it. Liver is delicate. Cook it too long, and you lose both the nutrients and the flavor. Lightly sauté it with onions and a bit of butter or olive oil, just until it's tender and pink in the center. That's when it's at its most nutritious, and surprisingly delicious. Many older adults say that after a few weeks of adding liver once or twice a week, they feel awake again. Not jittery energy, but steady, natural vitality. So the next time you plan your meals, remember, this isn't about eating more, it's about eating smarter. Grass-fed beef liver gives your body the tools it needs to rebuild itself, one cell at a time. Because knowledge means nothing until you use it at your next meal. How to transition without overwhelm. Here's the truth. Changing how you eat in your 60s or 70s can feel intimidating. After all, you've spent a lifetime with certain habits, flavors, and comfort foods. But here's the good news. You don't have to change everything overnight to change your life. Think of it like steering a big ship. Even a small turn, held steady, can take you to an entirely new destination. Start simple. Instead of giving up the foods you love, replace just one meal a day with something that truly nourishes you. Maybe swap your usual sausage breakfast for oatmeal with walnuts and berries, or trade the fried chicken dinner for baked salmon with greens. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Let me tell you about Eleanor, a 75-year-old from Ohio. She used to believe it was too late to fix her diet. Her doctor told her to try one healthy swap a day. That's it. So she started small. A vegetable soup for lunch instead of a sandwich, olive oil instead of butter. Within 3 months, her energy returned, her knees hurt less, and she even started gardening again. It wasn't about dieting, she said. It was about choosing better. One meal at a time. If you like structure, try this. Begin with breakfast. It sets the tone for your day. Add one new healthy recipe each week. Keep your pantry stocked with easy staples: canned sardines, olive oil, beans, and frozen veggies. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. You're not failing if you have an off day. You're human. Every small choice adds up, and your body responds faster than you think. Because health isn't built in a day. It's rebuilt with every choice you make. The hidden link between meat and longevity hormones. Here's something most people never realize. The kind of protein you eat doesn't just fill your stomach. It tells your hormones how to age. Good protein, the kind found in high-quality meats like grass-fed beef, wild-caught fish, or pastured poultry, quietly fuels the hormones that keep you strong, sharp, and full of life. When you give your body the right amino acids, it responds by supporting IGF-1, testosterone, and collagen, three of the most powerful longevity hormones we have. IGF-1, or insulin-like growth factor, helps repair muscle tissue and keeps your metabolism humming. Testosterone isn't just for men. It's essential for women too, helping maintain bone density, energy, and drive. And collagen? That's the glue that holds your skin, joints, and blood vessels together. Without it, everything, from your knees to your memory, starts to weaken. But here's the key. Not all meat supports these hormones. Processed or factory-farmed meats can do the opposite, triggering inflammation, which shuts down hormone balance. It's why choosing clean, pasture-raised sources matters so much. When your body doesn't have to fight toxins or excess fats, it can focus on building strength and vitality. Think of your hormones as the orchestra of aging, and protein as the conductor. When they're in sync, everything feels easier. Your energy returns, your sleep deepens, your mind feels clearer. You see, you don't just eat to survive. You eat to stay vibrant. Every meal is an opportunity to send your body a message. Keep going. Stay strong. I'm not done yet. Because aging gracefully isn't about fighting time. It's about feeding the systems that make time work for you. This isn't about fear. It's about freedom. Freedom from fatigue, from joint pain, from that slow decline so many people accept as just part of getting older. It doesn't have to be that way. You have far more control than you think. Every bite you take can either drain your energy or rebuild it. And when you start choosing foods that work with your body instead of against it, your cells respond. Your heart steadies. Your mind clears. Your mornings feel lighter. Each meal is an opportunity. A small, powerful moment to reclaim your health. You don't need a perfect diet or fancy supplements or strict rules. What you need is consistency, intention, awareness, the courage to say, I deserve to feel good again. Turning 60 isn't an ending, it's a turning point. It's your body saying, hey, I'm still here. Let's make the rest of this journey strong. And the truth is, it's never too late. Science shows that even small improvements in diet at this age can dramatically lower inflammation, rebuild muscle, and boost energy in just weeks. So if this video gave you something valuable, a bit of knowledge, a spark of motivation, or simply hope, leave a comment below. Share it with someone you care about. And don't forget to hit subscribe, because we're building a community here, one where we live healthier, longer, and happier every single day. Because health isn't something you lose with age. It's something you rebuild, one mindful choice at a time.